Imagine a time, millions of years ago, when the Atlantic Ocean was a cauldron of fire and fury. Volcanic eruptions tore through the Earth's crust, spewing molten lava that gradually cooled and solidified. Over eons, these layers of hardened lava built up, reaching for the surface. Finally, they broke through the waves, giving birth to a new island chain, Madeira. Towering cliffs carved by ancient lava flows plunged dramatically into the sea. Lush valleys born from volcanic craters now teem with unique flora and fauna. The island's fertile soil, enriched by volcanic ash, would later prove ideal for cultivation. Rugged mountains rise abruptly from the coastline, their peaks often shrouded in mist. Deep ravines, carved by millennia of erosion, cut through the island's interior. The island's dramatic landscapes stand as a testament to the volcanic forces that shaped this Atlantic gem. For millions of years, Madeira existed in splendid isolation, a pristine paradise untouched by human hands. Waves crashed against its shores, winds sculpted its volcanic peaks, and life evolved in unique and wonderful ways. Birds, carried by the wind or perhaps drawn by the island's volcanic warmth, made it their home. Seeds, drifting across vast distances, found fertile ground and flourished. The island's isolation fostered the development of endemic species, plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. Giant tree heathers, their twisted branches reaching for the sky, formed dense forests. Seabirds, drawn to the island's abundance of fish, nested on its cliffs. The vastness of the Atlantic made reaching Madeira a formidable challenge. For centuries, the island remained a secret, hidden away in the vast expanse of the ocean. The question of who first laid eyes upon Madeira's shores before the documented arrival of the Portuguese remains shrouded in mystery and speculation. While concrete evidence is scarce, tantalizing clues and local legends hint at the possibility of earlier visitors. One enduring legend speaks of a Phoenician ship blown off course by a tempestuous storm, seeking refuge in Madeira's sheltered harbors. Adding further intrigue, some historians point to the presence of Roman coins discovered on the island as potential evidence of earlier contact. The true extent of Madeira's contact with the outside world before the arrival of the Portuguese may forever remain a secret, hidden beneath the waves of time. The 15th century marked a pivotal era in European history, a time when the thirst for knowledge and riches fueled an unprecedented wave of exploration. Portugal, perched on the edge of the Atlantic, emerged as a leader in this maritime endeavor. At the forefront of this exploration was Prince Henry the Navigator, a visionary leader who dedicated his life to advancing Portugal's maritime prowess. In 1418, two of Prince Henry's captains, João Goncalves Zarco and Tristão Vaz Teixeira, were tasked with exploring the coast of Africa. Caught in a fierce storm, their ships were blown off course westward into the uncharted expanse of the Atlantic. As the storm subsided, they sighted land, a small barren island they named Porto Santo, meaning Holy Port. Intrigued by this discovery, Zarco and Teixeira returned to Portugal with news of their find. Prince Henry, recognizing the strategic importance of islands as stepping stones for further exploration, immediately dispatched them on a second expedition to claim and explore Porto Santo. The year 1420 marked the beginning of human settlement on Madeira. João Goncalves Zarco, returning with colonists and supplies, faced the daunting task of transforming this volcanic island from an untamed wilderness into a habitable and productive colony. Dense forests, teeming with unfamiliar plants and wildlife, covered much of the island. Fresh water, essential for survival, was scarce in some areas. The island's steep terrain and volcanic soil presented difficulties for agriculture. Undeterred, Zarco and his settlers set about the arduous task of establishing a foothold on Madeira. They cleared land for cultivation, planted crops, and constructed the first rudimentary dwellings. To overcome the scarcity of water in the south, they ingeniously engineered a system of levadas, channels that carried water from the wetter north to the drier regions. Zarco was appointed Captain Major of Funchal, the island's main settlement, while Tristão Vaz Teixeira was granted control over the captaincy of Machico. The early years of colonization were marked by both hardship and perseverance, gradually transforming Madeira into a thriving Portuguese colony. Madeira's colonization proved to be a strategic and economic boon for Portugal. The island's fertile volcanic soil, coupled with its subtropical climate, made it ideal for cultivating cash crops that would fuel Portugal's burgeoning empire. One such crop was sugarcane, originally brought from Sicily. Madeira's climate proved perfect for its growth, and soon vast plantations worked by both Portuguese colonists and enslaved Africans covered the island. Sugar production soared, transforming Madeira into a major sugar producer and a vital source of wealth for the Portuguese crown. Madeira's timber, particularly the durable wood of the urza tree, was prized for shipbuilding. The island became a vital source of timber for constructing Portugal's growing fleet of caravels. Beyond sugar and timber, Madeira's location in the Atlantic made it a strategically important stopover point for Portuguese ships. The wealth generated from sugar production, the timber used to build its ships, and the island's role as a maritime hub all contributed to Portugal's rise as a global power. The 16th century, despite its economic prosperity, was not without its challenges for Madeira. In 1580, the death of the Portuguese king without a clear heir led to a dynastic crisis. Spain, under the ambitious Philip II, seized the opportunity and invaded Portugal, claiming the throne and ushering in a period of Spanish rule. Madeira, as an integral part of the Portuguese Empire, fell under Spanish control. While life on the island continued largely undisturbed, the Spanish presence brought about some significant changes. Spanish troops were garrisoned on the island, and Spanish officials took over key administrative positions. Trade with England, a traditional ally of Portugal, was disrupted due to Spain's ongoing conflict with the English. However, Portuguese resentment towards Spanish rule simmered beneath the surface. In 1640, after 60 years of Spanish Habsburg rule, a rebellion erupted in Lisbon, igniting the Portuguese Restoration War. Madeira, along with other Portuguese territories, threw off the yoke of Spanish rule and declared their allegiance to the newly crowned King John IV of Portugal. By 1668, Portugal had successfully repelled the Spanish and secured its independence. While sugar had initially been Madeira's economic engine, the 17th century saw the rise of a new and even more enduring source of wealth and fame, Madeira wine. This fortified wine, known for its unique flavor profile and remarkable aging potential, would soon captivate the palates of kings, queens, and connoisseurs across the globe. The origins of Madeira wine can be traced back to the island's volcanic terroir and the ingenuity of its winemakers. The island's volcanic soil, rich in minerals, imparted distinctive characteristics to the grapes. To prevent spoilage during long sea voyages, winemakers began fortifying their wines with a neutral grape spirit, a process that inadvertently led to the development of Madeira's unique flavor. During long voyages, particularly through the tropics, the constant rocking of the ships and exposure to heat would subject the wine to a form of accelerated aging. This process, known as estufagem, transformed the wine, creating its characteristic complex flavors of caramel, toffee, dried fruit, and nuts. Madeira wine quickly gained a reputation for its quality and longevity. Today, Madeira wine remains one of the island's most celebrated exports, a testament to the unique combination of nature and human ingenuity that created it. The 19th century ushered in a new era for Madeira, one that would see the island transform from a primarily agricultural colony into a sought-after tourist destination. The island's natural beauty, mild climate, and unique culture attracted visitors from across Europe and beyond. The advent of steamships made travel to Madeira more accessible and comfortable. Wealthy travelers escaping the harsh winters of northern Europe flocked to the island, seeking its sunshine, fresh air, and therapeutic qualities. Grand hotels, catering to the needs of discerning guests, sprang up in Funchal and other scenic locations. Madeira's natural landscapes, from its verdant valleys to its dramatic mountain peaks, provided ample opportunities for exploration and adventure. Hiking trails winding through lush forests and alongside ancient levadas offered breathtaking views. Traditional wicker toboggans, steered by carreiros down the steep streets of Funchal, provided a thrilling and unique experience. The 20th century saw Madeira's tourist industry continue to grow and diversify. In 1976, following the Carnation Revolution in Portugal, Madeira was granted political autonomy, becoming an autonomous region of Portugal. This move recognized the island's unique cultural identity and gave its people greater control over their own affairs. Today, Madeira remains a popular tourist destination, balancing the preservation of its heritage with the demands of a modern economy.